So going through the studio, I learned a lot of stuff as well. Like how when you record a song, I mean, you can sing it like just the words, but you can also bring so much more feeling by just changing your voice, or using a certain kind of airy sound, or giving more personality to certain words. You could, because people when they're listening to a song, they don't see your face, right? Performing it's easier to connect because you're right there with your audience. What's going on, Neon Poly? I am Shaun Jansen, and be sure to tune in to Radio Heatwave for all the greatest hits.
Radio Heatwave. Heatwave.
Only on the hottest thing on campus, Radio Heatwave. Today we are joined by Singaporean pop rock singer, songwriter, and guitarist. You may recognize him as lead vocalist of rock band Supernova, or first runner-up in the final one in 2013. We'll be welcoming none other than Shaun Jansen into Radio Heatwave today. Welcome!
Hi, hey everyone. How you doing?
So welcome to Radio Heatwave. We're really happy and excited to have you. And congratulations on your debut single, Silhouette.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Silhouette is an emotional piano ballad which is a tribute to your late grandmother. So for those of us who have lost a loved one before, this song really resonates, and the feelings you're trying to convey come across beautifully. So could you tell us about your creative process when you're writing this song?
I guess, okay, like for me, because my main instrument is the guitar, so when I started writing the song, or rather when I start writing a lot of songs, I kind of start playing chords on the guitar and then putting words and melodies to that. But for this song in particular, I started writing some chords on the guitar, but then and then put a bit of a melody to it. But then, I don't know, something just told me to maybe just try it out on the piano. So I tried those same chords on the piano, and it sounded totally different. Like it had a little different feel, and I think at that point of time as well, I was going through the loss of my grandmother, and I thought everything just kind of fit. This whole melody with the chords and all that fit the kind of feelings that I was going through. And so I think that made it easy to kind of put the words together, and it really brought across what I was feeling going through the entire process, I suppose. Yeah, and I think in terms of the words itself, this is kind of like, if you look through the lyrics, it's kind of like a conversation with my grandmother, and also a bit of thoughts that I went through during the process, because I guess it's a very a subject that's different from everyone. Just talking about death or losing someone, right? And everybody goes through it differently. Like, so for me, it was a lot of like stacked emotions, different emotions, but at the same time, a lot of very silent moments. You have a lot of these emotions going through your head, but on the outside, sometimes it just feels very calm, very almost kind of like a lonely kind of feeling. So that's all. I tried to put all this together. So this I think kind of came through more on top of just the singing and piano, and we had a little bit of strings and they kind of a little bit dreamy, a bit ambient kind of sound to it. Yeah. So I think that's putting it in a nutshell, I hope, how I put the song together. Yeah.
In 2013, you were actually a contestant on the final one.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a reality singing competition, and you came out as the first runner-up. Okay, so since then, it has been almost 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Time flies. So it's been almost 8 years. So how do you feel like you've grown as an artist since then?
I think since then, I've had a lot of very, very good fun experiences from then till now in music. Like you would, like before that, I've been playing in a band before, right? And that was the first time I actually joined a singing competition. So I would say over the years, I've grown in musically. I would say musically, in terms of how I view music. So previously it was, learn a song, get the words right, and then perform it. That kind of stuff. But as I went through the years coming up to now, I started looking deeper into music as how basically it's a message, right? When we're singing, it's kind of like we're telling someone a message, and we're going to create that connection with your listener. So I started looking more into details because over time I started recording some stuff as well. I feel like recording a song, basically you want to tell a story with all that you have, which is the audio that you're creating, right? Or the music that you're creating. So I suppose in that way, I've grown artistically in how I view creating, and it's also it's music is kind of like it's an art piece, so you're kind of creating different stories or different angles to it, or even different layers to it. So I would say on that aspect, there's this part that I've grown and as an artist, yeah.
So like, what do you say now? Like you talked about your sound, right? So what is the difference between like your band sound and your own sound?
Okay, wait, I would think, okay, just trying to describe the music that's gonna be coming out soon, right? So with the band, we played a lot more, I would say a little bit, not so heavy, but heavier rock stuff, right? Bit more like full band kind of sound, like a live band kind of sound. With my solo stuff, I would like to do a little bit of you're going from, I mean, starting with Silhouette. Silhouette is a very somber, very tone, or stripped down, I would say stripped down, just kind of very honest conversation there. But I also want to create different layers of sounds that I don't necessarily play with my band. Okay, so like I also listen to other than rock music. So I've been getting into kind of like very, very old, like blues, gospel, or that kind of old school kind of music. So I'm trying to kind of blend everything together. So hopefully it creates like this nice alternate side of me. So yeah, that's I hope I'm describing it okay for you guys. So yeah, so you gotta listen to more of the stuff that comes out later to yeah. So a mix of acoustic, but also some areas of high energy, so like a up and down dynamic kind of music. I don't know how that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, so what can you see being like a common theme like for your solo career moving forward?
I would say very. I mean, if you look at content itself or lyrics, it will basically be very much about me. Because I'll basically singing. I'll be writing. I'll basically singing my experiences, right from my eyes, like basically. But I would say also a lot of songs that I write, I like to juxtapose positive and negative topics. Yeah. So like for example with Silhouette, this was like like a period of loss, sorrow, sadness. But the reason why I named it Silhouette was because if you look at a silhouette, it's kind of like a shadow, right? But there's kind of like there's still light that creates that silhouette behind it. So I always like to have this kind of contrast between like a sad moment, but also still remind yourself to find that light behind it. So I think this lyrically, that will be you will see that kind of theme kind of follow through a lot in through all my songs, basically. Yeah.
I think that's something listeners, if you're listening, you can something to look out to when you listen to Shaun Jansen, right? Okay, so before we end up, we're gonna go into a quick fire round. So we're going to be asking questions about you, and to answer them as quick as possible. Is that okay? Yeah. So okay, so first off, first favorite genre to listen to?
Pop rock.
Guitar or piano?
Piano.
If you weren't a musician now, what would you be doing?
Probably a marketeer or journalist or something else.
Ice cream or frozen yogurt?
Ice cream.
What's one song currently stuck in your head?
The Story by Brandy Carlisle.
Would you rather spend money on a physical item or an experience?
I would spend on a physical item, let's say for a nice guitar that will give me many good experiences. How about that?
Okay, what's your favorite food?
Food, chicken chop. I don't know. I like Western food.
Nice. Okay, who's your biggest musical inspiration?
My dad.
And what's your New Year's resolution?
My New Year's resolution is to release a handful of original music for you guys.
Thank you so much, and that is it. Thank you so much to Shaun for joining us today. And if you want to hear more of his music, do check out his latest single, Silhouette. So I'm sure you will not regret it. So only on the hottest thing on campus. This has been Shaun Jansen and Chloe, only on Radio Heatwave.
What's going on, Neon Poly? I am Shaun Jansen, and be sure to tune in to Radio Heatwave for all the greatest hits.